Hi guys, welcome back. Hands up, who remembers these retro 70s style kettle barbecues? Yeah, me too. And so do the gnomes, so they asked me to make them one to use on their new patio. Remember, all the materials I use are listed in the description below. Okay, so first up I took one of those plastic caps from a milk or juice carton, clipped off the pull ring and sanded it all over. Then with a mix of acrylic paint and white glue I painted it black. This is going to hold the coals and embers inside the barbecue. Braid a couple of buttons from your husband's best shirt and sand them all over. Now grab a small scrap of leftover disposable pie pan and cut a circle a fraction smaller than your button. File the edges so you don't cut yourself. Use your ball stylus to press the foil circle into the next smaller size down circle on the stencil to form a tiny domed hubcap. Grab your super glue, accidentally make it the liquid one instead of the gel one and squirt far too much all over the button and cutting mat. Scrape up whatever excess glue you can quickly with some scrap cardstock before sticking the tiny hubcap onto the button. Paint the very rim of the button wheel with black paint mixed with white glue and then leave it to dry and pray it doesn't stick too badly to the cardstock. I found a deodorant lid about the same diameter as the mould I'll use later to form the barbecue, and I'm tracing around the lid to make a template for the wire grill. I cut paper covered wire into lengths that would fit across the circle I just drew. You don't have to have them exactly perfect because you will trim them to the right length later. Using a thicker wire, I made a ring to fit the circle by forming it around the deodorant lid. The wire ends will have a point from the wire cutter, so smooth them flat and glue the ends together with super glue. Use some tape to secure the grill wires in place. Try to keep them close together but evenly spaced. When your circle template is all covered, it's time to glue the ring onto the wires. I use super glue again. Add a cross member across the middle of the grill rack. I used a bamboo skewer to press it all together to avoid gluing it to my fingers. Once you think it's starting to stick, peel it all off the template and on the top side add more super glue and a few pinches of baking soda to not only help the glue to set, but also to add that crusty will-use texture to the grill. Then you can peel the tape off. Trim off all the excess wires. Now chase it around with a paintbrush and some black paint. While that's drying, peel the paper off some scrap foam board and chop the foam into small coal-sized chunks. Beat up your coal chunks with a ball stylus. Use tacky glue to glue a third of the coal chunks onto the milk carton cap we painted black in the beginning. This is the base layer for the coal. Once you press it into place, then put it aside to dry. At long last, I'm using air dry clay and pushing it into a half round mould to form the outside of the barbecue. You'll need to do this twice. Press the clay to about 3/16 of an inch thick and leave it in the mould overnight. It'll pop out easy the next day when you can put it aside to continue drying while you make the second half. Make sure there are no air pockets and trim off any excess clay while it's still soft. Now I have both halves, it's time to gently sand them. Painted the outside orange. And the inside black. While I have the paint out, I painted some of the foam coal with orange and some with red. Here's a close-up of the coals. The clay is still a little delicate yet, so to protect the paint for now, I gave it a coat of matte Mod Podge. Let's make the legs. Sand a bamboo barbecue skewer and paint it silver and put it aside to dry. Punch out 3/4 inch holes in cardstock. Use a ball stylus to curve them a little so they'll sit against the curve of the barbecue bottom better. I found it easier to do this in the palm of my hand. Cut some 1/16 of an inch wide strips of construction paper. My brain needed a break from the legs, so I'm back to dry brushing some silver on the inside of both the clay domes and on the wire grill. That dried quickly, so squirt a little contact adhesive from the bottom half and stick the black fake coal tray in. Give it a minute to set, and then using the death grip on the Tacky glue bottle, squirt Tacky glue all over the top of the black coals and sprinkle in the orange and red coals. Back with more Tacky glue all over the top to make sure nothing is moving ever again, and then sprinkle a little grey chalk pastel to look like ash. Run a line of tacky glue around the rim and glue the wire grill in place. Back to the legs, cut the bamboo skewer into 3 legs, 2 slightly shorter than the third one. Make them whatever height that suits your dolls. My gnomes are short, so these legs are pretty stubby. Not everything you see here is getting used because I was making it up as I went along. I've already painted the 3 1/4-inch circles orange to match the barbecue. Now I'm using a drop of super glue at one end of each of the legs to attach the strip of construction paper and rolling it around the leg tightly a few times before securing it in place with more glue. Trim off the excess strips and add the strip to the other end of the 3rd leg. Now super glue the first wrapped end of the legs to the center of the 1/4-inch circles. They'll kind of resemble plungers. File the other end of the 2 shorter plunger looking legs on a slight angle to make a flatter surface to glue the wheels onto with super glue. Glue the 3 legs as evenly spaced around the bottom of the barbecue as you can. Once they're set, paint the paper wrapping at the bottom of the 3rd leg to look like a rubber stopper. See how the coals look like they're glowing? The lid of the barbecue needs a handle, so paint a strip of cardstock silver and cut out a small handle-shaped piece. Shape the ends with scissors and use tweezers to bend it into a handle. When you're happy with your handle, glue it to the centre of the barbecued lid with tacky glue. Papa Gnome's looking pretty excited with his barbecue so far. Hey now Papa, settle down. I know you love a good barbecue, but it's not ready yet. I still have more work to do on it. Fine, one quick cook up and let me get back to work. Right, now he's let me have the barbecue back. I better finish it off before the rest of the family show up. The white paper strips at the barbecue end of the legs have been painted orange, and I need to add crossbar supports between the legs, so I'm using Toothpicks painted silver and gluing them between the legs with super glue. Try to get the braces looking level. My pencil wouldn't work on the painted legs, so I had to use a fine tip marker to mark out where to attach the braces. Take your time doing this part. If you rush ahead, it could easily end up looking wonky. To seal it, I'm giving both halves of the barbecue a coat of Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. It will give it a nice glossy look and added strength. She's looking mighty pretty for a barbecue. It's pretty much ready to go, but I can't resist just one more accessory. Cut up an empty soda can, sand off the outside paintwork, and cut yourself a tiny strip of the metal. Trim the metal into something that resembles a double-ended spoon or the world's puniest barbells. Use your ball stylus to give the small curve in each of the ends of the metal strip. Paint the printed side silver, and when the paint is dry, fold the strip in half. Voila, barbecue tongs. I hope the gnomes like them. What's your favourite thing to grill or barbecue? I love lamb chops and ribs. The gnomes love sausages and burgers. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new uploads, and leave a comment because I'd love to hear from you. It really helps my channel to grow. If you want to share your own crafty ideas and projects, join my Facebook page called Nessie Monster Crafts. And we have Fun Day Fridays where we can all show off our latest works in progress. If you can afford it, please consider buying me a coffee. Links for both my Facebook group and coffee account are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!